Today we're making short ribs braised in a porter ale with a maple rosemary glaze out of the All About Braising cookbook again. And we are also pairing that today with what she calls world's best braised green cabbage. Let's get going. All right, the first thing we are going to need is 2 large yellow onions, sliced 1/2 inch thick. And I got a brand new mandolin to do this with. Okay, so 1/2 inch. It's like it's got a lock on it or something. So we push that out. I see, okay. Oh, that's to julienne. Whoa. Whoa, it's got multiple little juliennes. Okay, but what if I don't want a julienne? I'm gonna say that's 1/2 inch there on that. And we need 2 yellow onions. The book says 2 large yellow onions. These are kind of small, so I'm gonna go with 3. Got our 3 yellow onions there. Got our 3 onions nice and sliced up on my brand new fancy mandolin. Next we need 1 carrot chopped into 1/2 inch pieces. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna skin it. Next, we're gonna take 3.5-ish pounds of short rib. And we're gonna trim off excess fat. This one's pretty lean, so I'm not gonna remove anything off that one. So we're gonna take these and we're just gonna salt. And now you're gonna come with me. All right, yay, you're over here now. Into our braising dish here. This is a Dutch oven that's purposely meant for braising. It's, you know, shallower and wider. We're gonna put in a little bit of olive oil. We're gonna turn the heat up to a medium high, and we're gonna let that heat up. I expected a sizzle. I did not get a sizzle. We're gonna let that go a little bit longer. There's the sizzle. Gonna put these down in a crowded layer. We're gonna leave them for a couple minutes, let them brown. I'm gonna call that good right about where it's at. And we're gonna just take these out of here. And we're gonna pour off some of this fat, leaving about a tablespoon in there. Add in our carrot and our onions. And then we're gonna let this go until things are translucent. I'm also gonna take some salt into there and some pepper. This looks pretty good here. We're gonna add the short ribs back in. Right, and then to this we're gonna add in 3/4 cups of beef stock. She says you can use store-bought, so I am using beef bouillon. I did this backwards. I was supposed to put in the beer, then scrape everything up, then the stock, then the ribs. So, fucking sue me, I guess. We're gonna do one beer, 1 porter. Some parchment paper over the top. Cover, and then into the oven at 300 degrees for about 2.5 hours. I also forgot that I'm supposed to put some rosemary in there, so I'm gonna put 2 sprigs of rosemary in there. We're gonna do a couple more things with the braise. So we're going to take some maple syrup into here and put about 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. I've made this before and I don't think 3 was enough. So I'm gonna go with 4 tablespoons. And then 2 sprigs of rosemary in there. I was supposed to put this in a small saucepan. small saucepan. I'll put a little bit more maple syrup in there. And then we're gonna heat this to a gentle boil and set aside for an hour. So we'll set aside until done. So now while all that is going, we're gonna get started on our side, what Molly Stevens calls the world's best braised green cabbage. So I have a head of cabbage. I'm gonna peel out the outer layer. 1 large green onion, thickly sliced. Then the recipe calls for 1 large carrot. I don't have any more large carrots left in the bag, so I'm gonna do two of these small little guys. Then we're gonna take our cabbage here. We're gonna cut it into wedges. We should have 8 wedges. I'm gonna also take out the core while I'm set all this aside. Into my other Dutch oven, I'm going to put a little bit of oil. We're going to take and arrange this. We're going to try to get it into a single layer. It doesn't fully matter though. Then we're going to take our onion, or our carrot there, and our onion there, and about a 1/4 cup of chicken stock. Then we're going to put a bunch of salt on here. A bunch of pepper, and some chili flakes. She doesn't specify what type to use. This is the type I have from a recipe I made, or from another dish I made. And she says a pinch or 1/8 teaspoon, or to taste. So I'm gonna put to taste in there. It says to cover tightly with foil, but I have a lid, because I think I was supposed to put this on a baking tray. Well, anyways, we put this in the oven with the meat as well. And we're gonna rotate, essentially when we rotate the meat, we're gonna rotate this too. Let's take these out. Just check them, see where we're at. Ooh. These look so good. They might need another ½ hour. I think I'm gonna put them in for another ½ hour. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put these in for another ½ hour. It's been about 2½ hours. Not about, it has been 2½ hours. Look at all that steam. Oh, those look so good. Oh yeah, look at how easily that fork goes in there. Our next step is to take these out, set them aside. So what are we going to do with this? We are going to take this. We want to try to get as much of the fat out of there as possible. We want to scoop out the veggies. She says to save the vegetables and use them as garnish. I'm not going to do that because we have garnish. We have the cabbage, which is just as good, if not better. Actually, maybe a little bit of that. We're gonna set this aside. We're gonna scoop this out and set it aside. Scoop out as much of the solids as we can. And then we're going to take this, and she wants us to skim off the fat. I actually have a fat separator now, so I'm just gonna use this instead. And we're just gonna pour this into here. This is kind of awkward with the camera. I'm gonna move over out of the camera. You can see there's this layer of fat here, and then here's the liquid. So we're gonna take that liquid. I need to clean this pan out here. Take all that liquid. Take all that liquid. All that delicious brown liquid. Get as much in there as we can. Can't go too far with it, otherwise we start getting that fat in there. And then we're gonna simmer this heavily until it's syrupy. Ow. And let's take a peek at our, woo! Oh my God, look at that. These also cooked for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours in there. So these aren't done. What we need to do is we're gonna roast these at 400 degrees in the oven. So we're gonna take these into the oven. We're gonna take these and our honey and rosemary, remove the rosemary sprigs, and a dash into our honey. Just a small dash of horseradish. I think I'm supposed to be using fresh horseradish, but she doesn't specify. She just said creamy horseradish or creamed horseradish. I'm kind of moving fast because I got the veggies in there in the broiler. So we're gonna mix all of these together, and then we're just gonna brush this honey mixture on top of these ribs. And then I'm gonna take these ribs, put them into my cast iron here, because I'm running out of dishes to braise or to do this in. Gonna take our reduced braising liquid here, kind of pour it around. Wait, why am I doing this? And then stick this under the broiler. Next time you see me, we're gonna be plating up. All right, we're gonna pull these out, and you can't see shit. Turn on the surface light there. Look at those. God, they're so good looking. I don't know what the point of pouring the liquid around it was. A little bit off camera, I went ahead and I actually mixed all those veggies that we braised the short ribs in. I mixed that in with the cabbage, and it's fantastic. So I'm gonna dig into, first our cabbage. Gotta eat your veggies. Everything's so mellowed out. It tastes so good. God, I love that. I'm really glad I decided to start cooking 2 things out of these books instead of just the one thing. Now for the main event, these short ribs with that honey and horseradish glaze. God, it's just as good as I remember. The last time I made this, I forgot the horseradish, and I think this time I didn't put enough in, so I'm gonna actually, where'd that go? Ah. I'm gonna put just a little dab on there. Again, I think she's calling for fresh horseradish on this, fresh grated. That's the way to go. Well, anyways, if you have the patience to sit around for 2.5 hours to 3 hours to cook short ribs and cabbage, go for it. This is so worth it. See you next time.